Let us continue with our file system module, but now we are going to understand asynchronous version of reading the file, writing the file and appending data to the file. So first, what is asynchronous programming in Node.js? So Node.js is built to perform tasks asynchronously without blocking the main thread. So this means other code can continue executing while time consuming operations like file reading are in progress. So it is simply going to prevent application from freezing during our long running task. Suppose imagine you are having two users, and if the first user is reading the file and that file is very large, and second user will not be having the requested data until the first user's request is completed. So that will happen if we are using synchronous version, but using this asynchronous version we can easily prevent our application from freezing, as well as we can continue with execution of the code if the previous executions are long running or if they are time consuming to complete. So here inside this built-in module, I will be creating the file. I will give the file name as fsasync. Inside this, first I will be requiring this fs module. First I will be adding this prefix node, and then I will be writing fs, and this entire thing I will be storing inside this variable fs. So whatever properties and methods we have inside this fs module, that will be stored inside this fs. So now this fs is nothing but an object. So first we are going to see how to read data from a file, but now we are going to use asynchronous version. So here first I will open this read.txt. Inside this we have the content welcome to file system. So here for reading the file we have inside this object we have access to read file. Here you can see we have read file and we have read file sync, and this suffix sync indicates this is synchronous version, but now we are using asynchronous version, so simply we are going to use this read file method without any suffix. Inside this we have to specify the file path for which we have to read the content. So here I will be writing read.txt. But instead of manually giving the file path, we have seen in our path module, using path.join, we can easily join the path. So instead of writing in this way, let us just use our path module. Here I will be writing path. I will be writing required. Inside this, I will write node. Then simply, I just want to access this path module. I will just copy this line, and from here, I'm just going to remove this path. Instead, I will be using this path.join, and here I will be passing my directory name, dir directory name, and second argument I will be passing the file which I have to join. My file name is nothing but read.txt. Okay, we have already understood this entire thing inside our path module. So for better understanding, I will write log. Inside this, I will just specify this path. I will open terminal. Now I'm just going to run this file node.fs async. As soon as I hit enter, you can see it has given me complete path, and after that it has simply joined this read.txt. So instead of directly giving the file path, using this path module, we can easily join the path. Let me comment. I will uncomment this. First argument, we have specified the file path. And second argument, what we will do, we will be passing this callback function. And if you remember, callback function is a function which will be passed as an argument to another function. So this function I am passing as an argument inside another function. And inside this callback function, we will specify two parameters. First is the error and second is the data. Remember, first you have to pass error, then you have to pass data. While reading the file, if we are having any error, then using this error, we can display the error. If we don't have any error, then simply it will be set to null. And this data will be having entire data of the file. And this pattern of callback function where we are having error as the first argument is called as error first callback pattern. Let me just write here. I will write error first callback pattern. First, let me show you error. I will just write here log. Then I will be writing error. Open terminal. I will run this file. Now you can see I am having no error. So this error will be set to null. Inside this, I can check for the condition. If I am having error, then simply display this error message to user. Else, I will just write here else. Then simply log the data to the user. So inside this data, we will have entire file content. Now again, I will open terminal. Now if I execute, again you can see while reading the data, I am having the data in buffer format. So what we can do, inside this read file, we can specify the second argument. Here we will be passing our encoding, that is UTF-8. Now we don't have to assign to any variable because directly inside console, we are displaying the data which is having our entire file content. I will open terminal. Now I will run. You can see now I am having welcome to the file system. So successfully using this read file path, we are able to read the data in asynchronous version. Now let me show you what is the difference between synchronous and asynchronous. I will write here synchronous versus asynchronous. For synchronous, what we will be using, I will just create one variable. I will write file contents is equal to fs dot read file sync. Inside this, we have to specify the file path. So exact same thing, I will copy. I will just paste it here. And second, we just have to write UTF-8. And below this, I will be writing log. And here I will write file content. And after that, I'm just going to write log. Here I will be writing second. And above this, I will be printing one more log. And here I will be writing first. Okay. Here I am having one log. Then I am synchronously reading the file. Then I am just displaying this second. Then this entire thing asynchronous I'm going to copy. And below this I'm going to paste. I will remove this extra spaces. And after that, I will write another log and here I will be writing third. Okay, very simple. Here I am having first, in between I am doing synchronous version of reading the file. Then I am having second. Then asynchronously I am reading the file. And finally I am having third. Now I will open terminal. I will just run this. As soon as I hit enter, you can see the result. First, I am having first, okay, first console. After that, I will come to the second line where synchronously we are reading the contents of the file. So here I will be having welcome to file system. Only after reading this content, it has moved to the next line and it has displayed second. But after that, we are just doing asynchronous version. So here we are having callback function and this will only execute once the operation is complete. So here in asynchronous way, we are reading the file. So what it will do, it is just going to register this callback function and directly it is just going to move to the next line. It will display third. And only after that, whatever data we are having inside this callback function, that will be displayed. So this is the basic difference between synchronous and asynchronous version. Synchronous version is just going to block the execution of the code, but using asynchronous version, our execution will not be blocked. Just imagine for this reading the file, it is taking almost 10 seconds. So for 10 seconds, the execution will be blocked and it will not be moving to the next line. But using this asynchronous version, doesn't matter. if reading the file is taking 10 seconds or 20 seconds, it is just going to register the callback and directly it is just going to continue with the next line. And only after this operation is complete, the result will be displayed to the user. I will comment this entire thing. So this is the basic difference between synchronous and asynchronous. And inside this asynchronous version, for this callback pattern, we are using error first callback pattern where we will specify error as the first argument. And second argument, we will give the data which will be having entire content of the file, and using this asynchronous version, our code is not going to block. Now next, let us see how to write the data. I will copy this, come down, below this I will write the comment. Here simply I will change it to write data to file. Again, I hope now you understood what method we are having. We simply have write file. Inside this, I'm just going to specify the first argument. Same thing, I will copy, and here I will be writing. Now I do not want to give this file path. Instead, I will be using this output.txt. Here I will write output.txt. Then second argument, we have to specify the content which has to be added in the file. So here I will write hello node.js course. Okay, this is asynchronous version. So third argument, I'm just going to specify the file path. So here I will be passing this callback function. Now here we are not going to get any data. Instead, this entire data we will be writing inside this output.txt. So here inside this pattern, we will simply pass error. And here I will be checking if I am having any error, then simply display this error to the user. Else I will write here log, and here I will be writing data is written. Save it. Now inside this output.txt, I am having this entire content, but as soon as I run this file, I will have data is written, but now inside this file, I will only have this hello node.js course. Whatever previous content I was having, that entire thing will be overridden. So again, here also in this asynchronous version, we can use the flag. I will copy and comment. Below this, I will be writing. After this, okay, this is a second argument. After this, we can specify this flag. I will pass object, separate by comma, and here I will be writing flag. And for this, I will assign the value A. Now instead of hello node.js course, I will write my name, Khanam, save it. I will come to output.txt, run this application. Now you can see after hello node.js course, I am having Khanam. So whatever previous data I was having, that is not overridden. So using this flag, we can simply append the data. We don't have to overwrite the data. Again, same thing. If the file is not present, it will be creating the file, and only after that it will be adding the content. If the file is present, then simply it is just going to add the content. So in this case, our file was present, so simply it just added the content. This is how we are going to write the file. Now what I will do, this entire difference, I'm just going to uncomment. I will open, I will just clear this terminal. I will run this command. Now let us see what output we are getting. First, we are having this console. Then we are having this welcome to read file. And after that, second is displayed. Again, in asynchronous way, I am reading the file. So the callback is registered. Directly, it has moved to the next line. So third is displayed. And after that, again, reading the file is taking long time. So after that, it is just writing the file. Data is written. So in my output, again, I will be having Khanam. And only after that, I am having welcome to file system. So from this asynchronous call, we are just reading the data of the file. So here in this case, reading the file has taken the long time compared to writing the file. So that is the reason first I am having writing the file. Only after that I am just reading the content of the file. Very important to understand how this asynchronous will be working. Whichever result we get first, that result will be executed first. Then last, we are going to see how to append the files. I will just comment, copy this entire comment. I will come down. Here I will be writing append data. Same thing for this also. If the file is present, it will be appending the data. If the file is not present, then simply it is going to create the file and then it will be appending the file. I will just copy this entire thing and here I will be pasting. Now instead of write file, we have append file. Same thing. Here I will remove this entire thing. Instead, I will be writing runtime environment. In this entire thing, I just have to display in next line. So here I will be passing this escape character /n. Here I will write data is appended. Save it. Open terminal. Open this output.txt. Run this file. As soon as I hit enter, in second line, I am having runtime environment and in my console, I have this data is appended. So same pattern we are using. We will be passing this callback function and simply it is just going to register the function. And once the operation is complete, it is just going to give us the result. So always the suggested approach will be using this asynchronous version for reading the file or writing the files, using which it is not going to block the file execution while other contents are being read. So what it will do in Node.js, if we are using this asynchronous version, it is just going to register the callback function and it is just going to continue with other lines. And once entire operation completes, Node.js will simply get the signal that file has been read. Then it is simply going to execute that callback function. And if we are having any error, using error argument, we will get the error. And if there is no error, then that error will be set to null. And inside the second argument data, we will have entire file content which we want to read. In Node.js, we are also having another version, that is promise based version, that we are going to see after our challenge. But make a note, asynchronous file operations are very crucial in Node.js for maintaining applications responsiveness. So practice and understand this callback pattern so that you can easily write efficient and non-blocking code.